physical. I got all A's, everything. But they said to me, would you like to take a cognitive test? I said, is it hard? They said, yes. I said, well, I'm a very smart person. Who was the last president to take one? No president has ever agreed to take one. Because when you get into the mid-questions, meaning, 10, question number 10, 11, 12, 28, 30, they get harder and harder. And they said, would you like to do it? I said, well, no reason to do it. Nobody's ever done it. I'll do it maybe, but there's really no reason. They said, sir, the problem is this is Walter Reed Hospital. And that's a military hospital. And that means that things are, sort of open. It's not like private where you have, if you do poorly, we'll have to, probably you'll find out. I said, I won't do poorly.
Welcome back to Iraq. Today we're looking at a recent public cabinet-style meeting held by former U.S. President Donald Trump. The event was televised, giving viewers a direct look at his comments, his responses to questions, and how he addressed several ongoing topics in American politics. In this video, I'll walk through what was said, what the context is, and why this meeting attracted so much attention. As always, make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss future breakdowns. The meeting began with Trump addressing a story published by the New York Times discussing his cognitive abilities. In response, Trump referenced a cognitive test he took during his presidency. He explained that the test included a set of questions that increase in difficulty as they progress. According to him, no previous president had opted to take such a test, and he emphasized that he performed well on it. He described parts of the test in broad terms, suggesting it involved identifying objects and completing sequences. Trump repeated his view that he aced the exam and believed the report questioning his sharpness was inaccurate. Regardless of political viewpoints, this portion of his remarks mainly served to reaffirm his confidence in his mental fitness for office. Trump often uses comparisons to highlight differences between himself and his political opponents, and that was also the case here. If you're finding this breakdown helpful, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more detailed political analysis. As the meeting continued, Trump shifted toward media criticism. He argued that many journalists downplayed concerns regarding President Joe Biden's health while amplifying concerns about his own. He claimed that he frequently holds multiple news conferences in a single day and fields challenging questions, contrasting that with periods when Biden held fewer public briefings. Trump insisted he would be transparent about his health if any issues arose. During another portion of the meeting, Trump delivered holiday greetings but briefly paused and repeated himself while doing so. He referenced the restoration of parts of the White House during his administration and pointed to this as an accomplishment he was proud of. These moments drew attention online because viewers debated whether the pauses were simply normal speaking breaks or signs of fatigue. However, it is important to note that there is no confirmed medical information suggesting any health decline, and public reactions largely depended on political perspective. Several clips circulating online showed Trump appearing momentarily tired while listening to lengthy briefings from other officials. In fairness, these types of meetings can last for hours, and cameras record every small movement. Many political figures across parties have had similar moments caught on camera. Again, avoiding assumptions is essential. The only confirmed information is what was visibly recorded, not interpretations of it. By the way, if you enjoy balanced and factual explanations like this, hit the like button and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow. Later in the meeting, Trump discussed housing initiatives, referencing efforts related to public housing conditions in places like Atlantic City. He talked about federal involvement in improving living environments for residents who had been in those areas for multiple generations. He also mentioned partnerships between federal departments aimed at ensuring transparency and accountability in public housing programs. These points were part of a broader effort to present ongoing policy discussions. Another significant part of Trump's remarks included a claim that the U.S. should prevent what he described as election problems from happening again. He used the phrase fake election while referring to the 2020 presidential election. It is important to clarify that there is no official evidence proving widespread fraud that would have changed the election result, according to courts, state election officials, and bipartisan reviews. What can be confirmed is that Trump continues to express disagreement with the outcome and maintains his belief that the process was flawed. In discussing the economy, Trump stated that inflation had been reduced significantly since January of the current year and was down to a very good level. However, official inflation data in the United States shows that inflation has fluctuated during the past few years, and while it has eased from its highest points, it remains a topic of debate among economists. Trump also repeated a proposal involving high tariffs on imports, suggesting that tariff revenue could offset or eliminate income tax for many Americans. Economists across the political spectrum generally agree that tariffs increase costs for consumers, meaning they function as an indirect tax. The specifics of Trump's proposal remain theoretical, and no finalized policy has been implemented. Throughout the meeting, Trump also mentioned that he had posted extensively on his social media platform the night before. While the exact number varies, depending on how one counts reposts versus original messages, it is true that he posted frequently in a short period. This became a talking point online, with some observers noting the contrast between late-night activity and moments in the meeting where he appeared tired. As the meeting progressed, Trump continued to emphasize that he feels capable, prepared, and ready for leadership responsibilities. Supporters see these statements as reassurance. Critics interpret them differently. What remains factual is simply the content of the public remarks themselves. The meeting was still ongoing when many of the early clips circulated, and more discussions and analyses are likely to occur as additional segments are reviewed. Political events, especially those involving high-profile figures, often generate strong reactions, but it is always best to focus on what can be confirmed from official statements and recorded footage rather than assumptions. If you want more clear, neutral breakdowns of political events, be sure to like and subscribe so the algorithm keeps delivering these analyses to you. And of course, stay tuned for updates as more information becomes available from this meeting and others happening throughout the political season.